Welcome to Project Tornado. I'm ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather Chief Meteorologist Tom Coombs, and my job is to tell you about the weather. The nice days, the rainy days, the snowy days, and those few days a year with severe weather. If a tornado happened today, what would you do? Where would you go? Do you and your family have a plan to stay safe? The best way to be protected is to be informed. Know the forecast and know where to go. Project Tornado is severe weather preparation and education. We're going to learn about thunderstorms, lightning, hail, flooding, and of course, finding your safe spot and a whole lot more. How do tornadoes form? Meteorologist Kristen Tyler shows us with the help of students in Plymouth.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Kristen Tyler, and welcome to Project Tornado. Here I'm with Riverside Intermediate students. We can introduce them now.
I'm Reed. I'm Shiloh. I'm Maisie.
I'm Ollie.
And today we're going to talk about how tornadoes form.
How do tornadoes form?
Well, first you need 4 key ingredients. You need moisture, lift, instability, and wind shear. First, we're going to start off with moisture.
What is moisture?
Moisture is the amount of water vapor in the air or the amount of humidity there is. Next, you need lift.
What is lift?
Lift is when warm air rises up into the atmosphere fairly quickly. Lift can also take form in clouds, creating tall thunderstorm clouds, allowing them to grow, making the storms more severe. Next, you need instability.
What is instability?
Instability is when the warm air rises quickly and meets with the colder air up high in the atmosphere. Last, we need wind shear.
What is wind shear?
Wind shear is when the air high in the atmosphere moves faster than the air near the surface, and it causes a horizontal rotating column in thunderstorm clouds. When lift is involved and air begins to rise in the clouds, it turns the column vertical, and as the column reaches the ground, it eventually turns into a tornado. So that is how tornadoes are created. So now we're gonna make tornadoes. We first have these mason jars filled with water. We're gonna open them up. We have glitter here, and glitter is going to act as debris you see when you see a tornado blowing debris around. You can add as much or as little as you like. Now we have hand sanitizer. So you're gonna do 1 pump of the hand sanitizer, lid back on the jars. We're gonna give them a good regular shake just to mix in the hand sanitizer in the water. And now for the moment of truth. We're gonna spin it in a circle, and here are your tornadoes. Spin it fast. Ollie, you got a lot of debris on yours.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
There it is. And that is how tornadoes are formed. I'm meteorologist Kristen Tyler with ABC 57 News.
Meteorologist Emmett Toomey is leveling up, taking a trip down memory lane to Tornado Alley with Valparaiso University. Let's see how the storm chasers chase the science.
I'm meteorologist Emmett Toomey. We're here at Valparaiso University, or as some people call it, Valpour Rain Snow, talking all things storm chasing today, why we chase tornadoes, why it's important, and how Valparaiso University does it. Let's go.
Yeah, so when we're chasing storms, we have a couple different things that we need for our weather balloon launch. So obviously we need the weather balloon itself, which we use helium to fill this up, which we carry in the back of our trucks with us the entire time we're chasing. Then we attach the weather balloon, once it's inflated, to a parachute and this little device called a radiosonde. And so what this does, it measures a couple different atmospheric properties, including temperature, dew point, and wind speed.
We have this kind of mobile weather station here. Can you just tell us a little bit about what goes on this device and where you put it?
So this device is a mobile weather station, but
Yeah.
you typically put it on the roof of your car. So this here measures wind speed, an anemometer. This measures wind direction.
All right, so when you're storm chasing, obviously, you need a vehicle to chase storms in. So Leanne brought us out here with the Valparaiso University storm chasing truck. Okay, so Leanne, what do you have in your hand right there?
So this is an antenna. So we actually have multiple cars with multiple students. Sometimes you don't have cell service, so you can't use your cell phone. So we communicate via radio with these antennas on the cars.
Okay, old school, I love it. So why put that on? Why do you have multiple cars to chase?
So we actually lead a storm chasing course where students can put the concepts that they learn in the classroom to the test.
So we have the mobile weather sensor here. Mobile's in the name. Where have you been storm chasing in the past? Because I've never been storm chasing before. So can you tell us a little bit about your experiences, why you chase, and everything like that?
I've been chasing all over, you know, from the southeast or the southern United States and Alabama, Mississippi. There's lots of trees in those areas, so chasing can actually be rather difficult. But then out on the wide open plains like Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah. All right, should we get this thing up on the truck?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh gosh. Ah! We would place this a little better.
Yeah, no, you got it. You're good.
There.
Yay! All right, well, our truck's souped up and ready to go storm chasing at Valparaiso University. I'm meteorologist Emma Toomey, ABC 57 News.
Coming up, it's taco time. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield shows us the difference between a watch and a warning.
Just like the ingredients for severe weather, we have to let it cook. A warning is when all the ingredients have come together and severe weather or a tornado is happening. Just like right now, tacos are happening.
Lightning and hail bring the noise to thunderstorms with booming thunder and pinging ice. Meteorologist Oliver Moster explains how they form.
Let's talk about one of the most essential parts of a thunderstorm, lightning and how it forms. But before I talk about all of that, how about something more familiar? Magnets. When you push together magnets that have the same charge, they resist each other, they repel each other. But when you have two magnets that are different charges, they attract each other. They snap together. This process is also how lightning is formed. Positively charged particles are in the ground, while negatively charged particles are up in the sky. The atmosphere always wants to keep a constant state of balance. So when there's too many negatively charged particles in the sky, they reach out towards the ground. Ground particles respond, which is why your hair stands up when lightning is about to strike. Now, this process can create an electrical charge that's 6 times hotter than the surface of the sun and can move 1,000 times faster than a car moving down the interstate. This speed breaks the sound barrier, which is why we hear thunder after a lightning strike. Thunder is always associated with lightning, so when you hear that thunder, make sure you are going inside.
There's another threat associated with thunderstorms that you can't hear a warning for, and that's hail. Hail and strong winds are usually associated with each other due to how hail is formed. Hail starts as tiny droplets of water, and sometimes strong winds from the surface that go up into the cloud, called updrafts, can push those water droplets further up into the cloud. If the wind is strong enough, it can push the little droplet past the freezing line, creating a little ball of ice called graupel. As the graupel falls through the cloud, it attracts other water droplets to it. But if it gets lifted back up past the freezing line by updrafts, the graupel will add layers of ice and get bigger. The hailstone continues this rising and falling motion until the wind isn't strong enough to hold it, at which then the hailstone falls to the earth. Now, hail can grow very large, but it doesn't take super large hail to damage a car windshield. So wherever there are strong winds or hail with a storm, make sure that you're taking shelter.
Do you know where your safe spot is? Where would you go during severe weather? Before severe weather happens, a watch is issued to get ready. And when it happens, a warning to take action. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is in the kitchen with the severe weather recipe.
We've all heard of a watch and a warning before, but it can be difficult to visualize the difference between the two. Today, we're going to do that by making tacos. A watch means the ingredients for severe weather are starting to come together. kind of like the ingredients that you would use to make tacos. We have your cheeses, pico de gallo, even red onion and cilantro. With severe weather, our ingredients are moisture, instability, a source of lift, and wind shear. And just like the ingredients for severe weather, we have to let it cook. A warning is when all the ingredients have come together and severe weather or a tornado is happening. Just like right now, tacos are happening. Puedes ayudarnos. Lo siento. No quiero tomar demasiado, ¿sí? Boom. Taco warning. I'm ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood weather meteorologist Dave Caulfield, and that is the difference between a watch and a warning.
A tornado warning has been issued for your location.
Oh my gosh, I got one too. What do we do?
Dave, where do we go? I got one as well.
Well, a tornado watch means that you need to be prepared and stay calm. Think about where you would go if a warning is issued and where your safe spot would be. A warning means it's time to take action now and head to your safe spot. With your safe spot, it's important to not have any access to windows. Try to put as many walls or things in between you and the potential tornado as possible. In a public restaurant, the bathroom is probably your best bet to ride out a potential tornado. But you want to make sure that you're not under anything heavy that could fall on you. So hiding under the sink probably is not a good idea.
If you're in the car when a tornado warning happens, what you're going to want to do is pull off to the side of the road. Once you're off the road, if you're in an area with buildings around it, go into one of the stronger buildings and ask if you can take shelter. If you can't find a building and the tornado threat is imminent, you're going to want to get as far away from your car as possible. Get into a low-lying area and make sure that it's clear of debris. Once you're in this area, make sure that you're covering the back of your head with your hands so that no flying debris strikes you.
The basement is the best place to be during a tornado. You can even pamper your safe spot. Get a blanket, grab a bike helmet, and wear it on your head. You can even have snacks, water, and a flashlight when it's time to take cover. If you don't have a basement, an interior room in your house like the bathroom is the best way of surviving a tornado. You want to put as many walls between you and the tornado as possible.
If you live in an upper level apartment of your complex, you need to make your way down to the lowest level possible when you hear a tornado warning. Once you're at the lowest level of your apartment complex, see if one of your downstairs neighbors will let you in. If not, make your way to below the staircase where you can put as much distance between yourself and the tornado outside.
On a nice day like today, we all want to be outside, especially the playground. In the spring and summer months, though, severe weather can happen almost any time. Number one, know the forecast. Number two, in the event of severe weather, have a plan to get from the outside to someplace safe inside. If you're on the playground and a thunderstorm happens, you want to get to safety. You want to move from the outdoors indoors, like a public restroom. Find a sturdy building, get inside, away from windows, and stay there until the threat passes. Still to come, the story behind one of the most famous weather photos ever taken.
The sky just all of a sudden turned like this yellow-green, and you knew something was going to happen.
What happened was horrifying.
Tornadoes are rated by the damage and destruction they cause. The more damage, the higher the estimated wind. The scale was first developed by Dr. Ted Fujita at the University of Chicago, the enhanced Fujita scale. An EF0 tornado has a wind speed of more than 65 miles per hour. There's only minor damage, broken tree limbs mostly. An EF1 has a wind speed of more than 85 miles per hour. There's moderate damage to roofs, and trees are often ripped and tangled. An EF2 tornado has a wind speed of more than 110 miles per hour. There is considerable damage. Roofs are often ripped off homes. An EF3 has a wind speed of at least 136 miles per hour. The damage is severe. Most structures are destroyed. and an EF4 with a wind speed of at least 166 miles per hour, and an EF5 with wind over 200 miles per hour, there is little left but flat earth in the path. This year is the 60th anniversary of one of the deadliest tornado days in Indiana history, the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak, and one of the most famous weather photos ever taken. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look back.
The sky just all of a sudden turned like this yellow-green.
And it was just like nothing they had seen before.
Palm Sunday 1965 was warm. Too warm. It was the kind of humid day that spikes the nerves.
And you knew something was going to happen.
What happened was horrifying. 10 tornadoes, each of them rated at least F3 on the Fujita scale, carved through northern Indiana, southern Michigan, and northwest Ohio. Hundreds were killed. In Elkhart County, 2 F4 tornadoes hit within 1 hour. The first, the twin funnels in the famous photograph, pummeling the Midway Trailer Park, and the second twister demolishing the Sunnyside Division in Dunlap.
That everybody that I've ever come across that we've talked about it, they all have stories of what they saw that day.
Trevor Wenzonka is the Chief Marketing Officer for the Elkhart Public Library.
You know, having grown up here, and had people talking about it when I was young, kind of connects me more with it.
Wenzonka also was a reporter for 15 years for the Elkhart Truth, the newspaper where the world first saw the Twin Twisters, and worked with Paul Huffman, the man behind the iconic shot.
He was a very good guy, someone who was very much an old school journalist.
That old school edge made Huffman a tough nut to crack. Huffman, who passed away in 2014, never wanted to put the storyteller ahead of the story itself. But Wenzonka was able to get a glimpse into Huffman's perspective that fateful evening.
When he saw those funnel clouds, he's with his wife, he's driving up US 33, he tells her to hit the ditch. He pulls off to the side of the road, wants her to get out and find some sort of safety. And what he did was clamp his leg around the front bumper of the car because he always wanted to get the shot.
It was the shot seen round the world and even won multiple news awards.
To have put yourself in that much danger, to have stood up to that, to have captured something just truly iconic, says a lot about the man.
Huffman's photograph was the first instance of twin funnels ever captured on film.
And here's what the location looks like 60 years later. Though the landmarks have changed, this photo became a landmark that sprung tornado science forward forever.
This storm really changed the way, or helped change the way that we look at meteorology.
Art Wolf is a meteorology professor emeritus at Valparaiso University and is an expert on Midwestern weather history. He says the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak spawned so many advancements the public depends on today.
Multiple warnings, including the tornado-warned storm that went through the Bourbon area.
We now have the tornado watch system. The warning system is refined based on what we learned from these storms.
Some of the ways we get tornado warnings, like sirens and weather radios, are thanks to this event.
At that time, most of the time when you used sirens, you heard sirens, it was associated with a potential attack. Very rarely were sirens used for weather events. But after that kind of thing, we were thinking, hey, this is affecting a lot of people potentially, and we've got to have some system where folks that aren't near the media at the time would have a way of getting those warnings.
Huffman's photo also helped dispel a commonly held myth at the time.
The general belief was that tornadoes skipped.
Why is that important?
These are important things about the physics of the tornado that helps us make better warnings and make better judgments on who to warn.
Without Huffman's shot 60 years ago, who knows what tornado preparedness would look like today? Despite all the changes from Palm Sunday to present day, Trevor Wenzonka says the community's response to adversity is a picture that will withstand any whirlwind.
There's sure to be tests and tragedies in the future, but you know, it's that sense of community I think that you can find, that everybody rallied and came together.
Flash flooding always seemed like more of an inconvenience. Then, severe weather in August 2016 changed everything. Reports and estimates so far topping 4 to 5 inches of rainfall, and that's why we're breaking in. This is what I would actually consider a flash flood emergency. This is the worst flooding that I have seen. But it keeps happening. I'm in an empty parking lot in Michiana. Back in July of 2021, this very spot was far from dry. More than 4 inches of rain fell in just a few hours' time. During heavy rain and flash flooding, seek higher ground. Stay out of the deep water. You don't know how deep or dirty the water is, or worse, you could be washed away or even drown. Heavy rain and flooding is now a more regular occurrence. 4 of the 5 wettest days in South Bend history have occurred since 2008. A warmer climate means the atmosphere can hold more water. Michiana is not alone. More rain means more flooding for many parts of the United States. Thanks for watching Project Tornado. And remember what you learned here today. Find your safe spot and practice your severe weather drill at home. And when severe weather strikes, turn to the ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather Team on air in the ABC 57 First Warning Weather app. For the ABC 57 Weather Team, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tom Coombs. Thanks for watching.